What does she need to achieve to try and maintain that fairly high esteem that she's held in?
I think the first thing to do is there's been some great talk ahead of the budget about industrial strategy, about infrastructure, and doing the right things. Now, over the next 12 months, if we can demonstrate really getting on and doing it, that will give business a lot of confidence, and business is the vehicle through which all this is going to be delivered.
Warren, it is a sea change today. We've been talking about the size of the black hole, whether it's 22 billion, whether it's 40 billion. The reality is it's a gigantic black hole here, and the market is getting used to now a Labour budget versus a Conservative Tory budget for many, many years. Just how different is this going to be anyway for business?
Well, the reality is that business, of course, has to get on with it, no matter who's in power in government. But in business, we have been talking about a need to invest in infrastructure, to remove the barriers for industry to invest in infrastructure. We've been talking about a lack of industrial strategy, really, over the last several years, and it's great to have that revived. I think we've also been talking a lot about skills. If we're going to implement new investments in necessary infrastructure, work on net zero transitions and the like, then we are going to need to use technology. And there's certainly skills that need to be developed. And so it's very welcome to also hear things like reviews of the national curriculum, reform of apprenticeship levy schemes, and that sort of thing. These things are a joined up package. And so far, the noises coming out of the government are encouraging to hear. But we'd like to hear some more detail, and we'd like to see firm plans about how we can actually get on and deliver this.
Warren, can we talk about the cost for business, though? Because prior to the election, the government was talking about not raising national insurance contributions. Now the market is set up potentially for an increase of those contributions for employers, which we know can often be passed on to customers, as well as many companies seek to maintain profit margins. How do you think about that side, and whether the business could be setting up for even higher costs from here?
Well, obviously, I'm a realist, and I understand that the money has to come from somewhere. And you're absolutely right to point out that if business gets charged more, then business passes that on. Ultimately, consumers have to pay for what they get, and that's just the reality of the big circle of money. Exactly how money is raised, that's a political issue, and that's not really something that I'm here to talk about. I'm more here to talk about how the IET wants to see investment being made in industry.